Hey, guys, listen, my next topic I want to talk about, all right, is I posted about this and I gave four different options. Okay. What exercise is considered the king of all exercise? Right? You always hear about it. And when I was growing up, everybody always said the squat. Okay. Squat was the king. You got to do squats. You got to do them, man. If you don't do them, you're not this, you're not that, and you still hear strength coaches say that, that's the almighty everything is in it. You got a back squat too, like 7,000 pounds. Because if you're not a real man, I guess. Um, but so I put this post up online and I had squats in there, bench press, deadlift, and sprint. Okay. Now, to my surprise, I thought most people would say squats, all right, or deadlifts. But the one that came out on top was sprinting. Sprints was number one. And in my opinion, that's the king. Why? Because it shows you how much power I can create, how much power I can force. And I'm not talking about just running. There's a difference. Okay. I'm not talking about running. I'm talking about sprinting. Sprinting at maximal velocity. Okay. I believe is the king. I think it's one of the first things we do. Yes, squat is one of the first things we do when we're babies, right? We go pick things up and then we start to run and stuff. But the way most people think squats is all this weight, and that's what everybody puts out there. But I still believe sprinting. If you can sprint, you can do so many different things. I really believe that. I believe sprinting is just unbelievably incredible. The strength that you can continue to build, the power you can continue to build, how it works your cardiovascular system, all this kind of stuff, right? I think sprinting is so important. But as we age, what's one of the things that we give up first when it comes to bench, deadlifts, and squats? Okay. When most people go to the gym, right? Most people don't sprint anymore. As you get older, what do? If they do run, it's a run. It's a jog. It's a slow paced movement. Okay. Which I'm not a big fan of, but you can do whatever you like. But sprinting is phenomenal. And they're finding out how important sprinting is. I mean, the more research they do on it, it's incredible. But I think every human being up to the time you die should be able to sprint. Now, you might not be as fast as you were if you're 80 or 90, 100, 110 years old as you were when you were, 20 or 15, but you still should be able to sprint at a high velocity, which you can handle. But people can't do that. Most people can't sprint at all. I've seen people run. I'm like, what the? Because they don't train that. They don't condition their bodies to stay in that realm. Because that's like I said, once we're out of sports, most people stop playing sports, they stop doing this. They hate it. Right? I know many guys used to go to the gym, big guys. You know what I mean? They go in there, they squat all this weight, deadlift, and do all this other stuff. They couldn't run at all because they gave that up. But it shows how much power you can create. I mean, how much force has to go into the ground every single stride that you put out there. Just walking, it is a good amount of force. Jogging, you add a little bit more. But when you sprint, wow, it's incredible the amount of force that you got to produce to do that. And it's a natural movement. This is something that everybody do. It's part of the Earth Strong movement. Yes, I believe you should be able to squat. You should be able to deadlift. You should be able to bench. Even though I don't think benching is the most important thing in the world, I think you should be able to push something here, okay? Lift something. If you do fall down, something falls on you, you can still try to get it off, okay? I believe you should still be able to squat to pick things up properly, all right? But sprinting, in my honest opinion, is the king. You got to be able to sprint up hills, cross fields, whatever. You got to be able to still be able to do that. And you see when people don't, what happens to the body. Now, I'm not saying you have to do as much as you did in college or high school, all these sprints over and over. And I'm not even a big believer in all that stuff. I think some of it's just a waste of time. You know what I mean? Give me repetitive sprints with, some good recovery, 5, 10, 15, 20 yards tops. I want to see that. I want to see how fast we can get away. Because how fast can I get away from something? If I need to, or chase after something. Got to have that ability. So, I'm just trying to break it down. I think sprinting is king when it comes to those four exercises I talked about. I like people to chime in. Let me know what you think. Maybe I'm totally off base and you can argue your point, which is great. Let's have a debate. All right. I love to hear other people's opinions. All right. So chime in. Let me know what you think. Do you think squatting? Do you think deadlifts? Do you think bench? What do you think sprinting? Or do you think there's even something else? All right. Follow this channel, like the video, and then put a comment in. And let me know. All right. This is Coach Bricks. Have yourself a blessed day. God bless you. Take care and always remain unsolved.